Hello, welcome to Book Talk. At Book Talk, we get to have authors come and tell us about their book. And always we have interesting guests with interesting books. And today, it's no exception. We have a great book to discuss, which is Banking with Your Liver by Micah Frye. And as I said, it's the authors that come and discuss it with us. We have the author with us here. And I welcome to the show, Micah. Hi.
What's up, y'all? How you doing? What's going on?
Hey, yeah, I'm doing good. I like your
Great.
energy.
That's what we got to do. We got to bring because we got to sell some books here, but we also have to educate people, and that's what we're about. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's why we are here. And since we are excited to know about your book, and not only your book, we're also excited to know about you. Who is Micah?
So I'm a high school teacher. I'm also a wrestling coach. I'm a father of
Oh,
three. I am a husband of one, my wife, and yeah, I wrote a book and I put it on Amazon, and now I can say I'm an author. Now I can say I'm a best-selling author because my new release was best-selling in its category for a brief time, but it was. So I can say I'm a best-selling author now.
no, even if it was for a day or even for a few hours, you are a best selling
Exactly,
author. That's what I believe.
exactly. You got it,
Now,
Anthony.
mention wrestling. I used to watch it when it was WWF. That was in the
Oh,
80s. And I used to love watching The Undertaker. Is that the kind of the wrestling that you're talking about?
that is not the kind of wrestling I'm talking about, but
Or is it
Anthony, I
no?
like that too. I do like WWE as well. So I'm right there with you with The Undertaker. Let's go, baby.
Mhm.
But no,
So,
I actually coach. I coach a wrestling. So I started coaching wrestling in high school, and then I did that for about 8 years. But then once I
mhm,
had my three children, I needed more time to, for them. And so I started coaching wrestling at my friend's gym. It's called Grapple Academy Martial Arts in Perry Hall, Maryland, and I am
okay.
the wrestling coach there, and I train wrestling for jujitsu. So it's wrestling to take down for points, but then we start to throw in some jujitsu stuff to teach them how to roll on the mat.
Okay, so coaching wrestling, and then you move from coaching wrestling into now what I foresee here, coaching people on health, and specifically as we are talking here, the liver. Yeah.
Yes, and Anthony, I know you wrote a book called "Be Good for Good."
Oh, yeah, sure. I do. I
Yes,
did.
well, I'm not going to reference it. I'm going to do it
Okay.
because part of being good is your metabolism. Your
Mm,
metabolism makes you who you are. It makes your body composition. And my book is about the liver because I'm going to quiz you guys here. So remember this: the liver is the main metabolic organ, and the liver adds fat to and removes fat from your body. Okay,
mm-hmm.
so I'm going to give you a quiz right now. Ready? Because I'm a teacher.
Okay.
I give
Ready?
quizzes. Pop
We
quiz.
have a teacher with
Okay.
us here.
My quiz is what is the main metabolic organ that adds fat to and removes fat from your body? What is that organ?
Did we say the liver?
We did say the liver, and that is my book. It is banking with your liver. That is why the liver is the focus of my book.
I
Most
think I was a
people,
good student.
you were very good. You got 100% on the pop quiz. You didn't even know it was coming. Uh,
Okay.
but but yeah, as I talk to students and I ask them about metabolism, they have no idea. I mean, and these are
Mhm.
kids who have already graduated from a health class. They've already taken the necessary education, and they have no idea the extent to which our liver controls our body composition. So people
Mhm.
are always asking me, like, why can't I lose weight? Why am I so fat? Why this? Why that? Well, it all goes down to your liver and what you are feeding your liver.
Oh, that's good to know today. I mean, I went to school, but I'll tell you that most of what I learned in school, I forgot. So at some point, I find myself asking, what is one plus one? Is it okay? I'm joking. But
No, it's actually what you're saying there, the 1+1 thing. People think that there's a 1+1 with metabolism that they're taught in school, and it's all a bunch of crap. I'm sorry, but what we're teaching in school about our metabolism is garbage, and it's the reason I wrote this book.
oh, okay. Now, the reason
And
you
I'm an
wrote,
educator, so that's
yeah, you're an educator, you wrote a book, and You
Had
wrote
to
it.
teach the other stuff. I've had to teach the crap that they want me to teach, and I've had to teach it knowing it's wrong.
Okay.
So I wrote this book to
So you're
remedy
teaching
that
and you're
garbage.
like, no, this is not what this is. You're teaching.
Exactly, exactly.
Now, I know you're a teacher. I know you write, but when did you begin writing now with the aim of publishing? And how did you publish? When did is this your first book or have you written other things?
So I am not a book guy. I don't read books. I don't do any of that stuff. I just had these
Okay.
great ideas, and everything I'm going to explain today, I'm going to touch on it. I created a metaphor for metabolism. That's actually what's great about my book. It's not the
Mm-hmm,
science, because the science is great, but
mm-hmm.
I use a metaphor to make it simple. And so I wrote this book with all of those metaphors in mind. I was going to make a video game. It didn't pan out as well. So I decided to put these ideas into publishable form. And here's another thing, I got to promote them.
Okay.
KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing with Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
is the simplest thing on the earth. And you can become an author right away just by joining KDP and writing a book. I'm not kidding you. That's exactly what I did.
It's good that you mentioned that because we have people who are listening to us and they don't have an idea of how to write and publish a book, and you gave it out.
KDP.
You gave it out.
KDP. They will take royalties from your stuff, but dude, you'll be on the best retailer of books in the world.
Amazon.
Yeah, of course.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's go into it. You call your name. I mean, the book. You call it what you call it, and here we have it. Banking with your river. Please explain to us how you came up with that title.
So in the book, I make a metaphor for all of the energy your liver uses. I
Mm-hmm,
frame it as the liver is a money hungry organ. The money
mm-hmm,
for liver is energy. So you eat different foods throughout the day, and that
mm-hmm.
provides energy to your liver. Here's another part of the quiz that I'm going to quiz you on. Okay. Your liver is not only the main metabolic organ,
I
but
hope you're not
it,
marking.
I
You're
am,
not
I am.
marking.
It's gonna be under permanent record. Okay.
Okay, let's
Uh,
let's go ahead. Okay,
yeah.
my river.
But yeah, so your liver also has the responsibility of fueling the other organs. So you eat the food, right? And it goes into your body. Your liver takes that energy and uses it as if it's money to pay the organs. So when your organs need to use energy, they get paid that energy in money by your liver. And so you're asking me, why did I name it Banking with Your Liver? Because I'm taking the compounds of carbohydrates. Do you know what carbohydrates are?
Yeah, that means starch. We talk about wheat, the things of that nature.
Sugars, wheat,
Sugar.
pasta, starches,
Yeah.
as you said. Absolutely.
Mhm.
All of those serve as cash for your liver. Why? Because
Okay.
just like if I were to give you cash, it's liquid money. You can use it to pay anybody, anything. Everyone
Hmm.
accepts cash. All organs accept cash too. They accept that carbohydrate energy, and your
Yeah.
liver treats it as cash.
Hmm.
What I'm saying in the book is you need to stop eating cash
Why?
because carb ah
Why?
your your liver takes these carbohydrates, your liver
Yeah.
takes that cash. And
Hmm.
when you eat cash and carbohydrates, you always eat too many. I promise you, you always do, because your liver is trying to get you to eat that much by telling the stomach, "Hey, be hungry. Hey, get some sugar into this blood. Let's go. Let's go." So your stomach is sending these hormones to make you hungry for
Hmm.
that sugar, for those carbohydrates. So you eat way too many carbohydrates naturally because your liver's forcing you to. And
Hmm.
that extra carbohydrate gets taken by your liver, converted into fat, and stored around your body. So
Mm.
anytime you're consuming carbohydrates for your main source of energy, which is what we teach our children
Hmm.
incorrectly, right? If you're eating that, your liver is going to take that excess cash and put it into its savings account. And its savings
Uh,
account is your stored fat. Now,
uh,
remember that quiz from earlier? I said, what organ removes fat from your body? Which organ does that?
is it the river? Oh, no.
It is the liver. Yes, Baking with Your Liver is my book. That's why it's
I
on the
was
front.
I was a good guesser. I was a good guesser.
It was a great guess. It was a great guess. So again, we're focusing on our liver here, right? We
Yeah.
want our liver to withdraw from its savings account. We want
Mm-hmm.
our liver to remove stored fat, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
So it
if you,
sends
let me
fat.
ask you a
I mean,
question.
it's the same valve. It sends mix the fat and it withdraws from there. So yeah.
So right. So
Mm,
hear me out. Hear me out. So if you are consuming carbohydrates, cash
yeah.
in my book, your liver's taking that excess cash and putting it all over your body as stored fat. As long as you
Mm-hmm.
continue to eat carbohydrates, it's going to continue to add fat to your body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to add to its savings account, right? It's trying to build the biggest savings account ever because that's energy that it can always have, always, right? It's trying to have
Mm-hmm.
the biggest savings account. So what you need to do is you need to get your liver to withdraw from the savings. So let me ask you a question, Anthony. Do you
Yeah.
have a checking account and do you have a savings account with a bank?
Yes, I have to.
You do. Now
Yeah.
imagine that every day I come to your house with a wheelbarrow full of cash and I just dump it in front of you. And I say, hey, Anthony, when you pay for things throughout the day, are you going to use your savings account or are you going to use all this cash I just gave you?
I use the cash.
Yeah, why would you dip into your savings account? And if anything, you're going to take all that extra cash and you're going to put it into your savings account even after you've paid your daily needs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
Right. So when people are asking me, because now I've got this dietitian, thing that I'm doing right now and telling people how to live or whatever, right? Or to be better, be good for good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they ask me, why can't I lose weight? And I want this to be the quote that people get from here, right? Don't
Okay.
ask yourself, why can't I lose weight? You need to be asking the question, why isn't my liver withdrawing from its savings account? And do you know what my answer is? Why would your liver withdraw from its savings account if you keep filling its pockets with cash?
It can't.
It can't, exactly. You're just going to
Yeah.
build your savings account by eating the cash, right? You're just going to
Mm-hmm.
build that
Mm-hmm.
up. You want your liver to withdraw from the savings account. So the only real way to do that is stop giving it cash so that it has to access the checking account and has to access the savings account. Now, I haven't explained what the checking account is yet. That's in the
Okay.
book.
Yeah. We'll
Um,
hear.
but if you want to find out, you should buy the book at
Okay.
Amazon, Banking with Your Liver, Why You Need to Stop Eating Cash. It will explain all of that in a beautiful metaphor and beautiful diagrams that I drew myself. And yeah, and it explains how you can stop eating cash to have your liver start using the check card and start
Mm-hmm.
using the savings account.
Mm. That's good.
All right, what you got
Now,
for me?
yeah, we've got mad, we've got much, and I'm backtracking a bit. Now, in your book, you ask the question as the beginning of the book: Who is your river? Why? I mean, you're interesting, and you've kept us entertained. But I want to know why did you choose who and instead of what?
That was a calculated choice, and I'm so glad that you noticed it. I can tell you're an author because you can notice the. Yeah, no, I had to. I'm going to use a word here. Anthropomorphize. I'm going to personalize, right? The liver. I wanted everyone to get an understanding of the liver as if it were just like you. It
Hmm.
loves money. It loves cash. It loves its savings account. And I knew that I could make that connection with people who don't like, really difficult words about science and metabolism. I wanted to make something that everyone gets money. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And money
Hmm.
is what brings us all together. We all understand the need for it. And so I use the word who to personalize the liver so that you could see it's obsessed with energy. It's obsessed
Yeah.
with the money you give it. And you need to get control of your liver. Let's go.
Yeah, and I like this now. I mean, we are all getting it now when you're talking about who and who. What does the who like?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
obsessed with that cash. It's obsessed. And that's why you crave carbohydrates and sugar because it wants its
yeah.
cash.
Hmm. Yeah, and at this point, I want to thank each and every person who's watching us and those who get to watch us or listen to us after we are through. Remember, this episode is going to be on our website, which is www.bookplacemedia.com. Thank you, Japhet, and thank you, each and every other person. Thank you very much. Let's keep going. And we appreciate Micah for being with us here and educating us about the who is the liver.
Y'all can get into this. This is the sign for my book. If you wanna reference banking with your liver,
Explain
it's
it.
this. You need the triangle just like
Explain
that.
explain the sign. Explain the sign.
So the triangle that's on the front of the book, the reason why
Oh,
there we go. The reason why it's
yeah.
on the front of the book is because I argue in the book you only need three things to focus on when you're eating.
Okay.
You need to consume enough protein. You need to consume the good fats that come with your proteins and that you use to absorb micronutrients and micronutrients. So those are
Mm-hmm.
three things. Now, I want to make something clear. People have argued with me and said, well, Micah, your micronutrients, which are dark leafy greens, are also carbohydrates. Technically, yes, they are plants and they produce glucose, but we're
Mm-hmm.
talking minimal amounts. And so, throughout what I'm telling you guys to do today, convert your breads and your pastas all the way to greens. I know greens have a little bit of carbs, but it's nothing. It's you don't count them. So don't
Yeah,
count greens, dark leafy greens as carbohydrates. I just want to clear that up here. They're micronutrients.
micronutrients.
Yeah, those
Now,
are the three things you need: protein, fat, micronutrients.
maybe
That's right.
we've already talked about this, but maybe it's good that we get it quite clear that of the myths that we have about about nutrition.
They are vast. The myths about, oh my god, I don't even know where to start. Okay, so the number one place to start is, I'm going to say it here, and this is something that I'm saying a little bit further than any other author is willing to go. So
Okay,
you get to hear it here first. Okay,
let's hear it.
yeah, dietary carbohydrates are not essential, and they are detrimental to your health. And so
Yes,
the
and we
myth,
talk. Mm-hmm.
the myth that I need to explain is
Yeah.
that they're not essential. Okay. We
Okay.
literally, if you ask someone, how do you get energy? They will tell you, well, you need carbs for energy.
Yeah.
You need carbs for energy. It's like if I were to say, well, you need cash for money. That's not
Mm-hmm.
true. I could use my check card without ever using cash. In fact, my check card's much better. And that's the same thing with fat. Fat is much better than carbohydrate, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what I'm saying about where I'm going different in the myth busting is, I'm saying not only are they not essential, but they're also detrimental. And I'm going to argue one more thing. To
Okay.
create glucose in your body, we normally take carbohydrates and create that glucose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm advocating is that your liver and your kidneys can produce its own glucose with fat and protein. There's no dietary carbohydrates needed, so that your liver and your kidneys, your body, can produce glucose. It can synthesize glucose without dietary carbohydrate. We don't teach that to people, but that's a
Mm.
fact. It is a fact of life because of gluconeogenesis, which I won't get into today unless you want me to. Gluconeogenesis is the liver's ATM that can convert fat into sugar, convert check card into cash. And so that for that reason, gluconeogenesis, dietary carbohydrates are not essential. So myth busted.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to class with Micah. Now, because Micah has told us that all that I learned is not what I should be knowing right now. What diet should I take now if I am going to exclude the carbs? What's my
So
diet?
in my book, I have a recommended daily income because, again, eating in my book is like income for your liver, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a recommended daily income, your diet. And in it, I recommend, ready? A gram of protein per pound of lean body mass you have per
Mm-hmm.
day. Now, your lean body mass is not your weight. Your
Mm-hmm.
lean body mass is your weight minus your body fat percentage.
Okay.
So the muscle that you contain. You can
Mm-hmm.
find out your lean body mass by going online with one of those estimators, or you can actually ask your doctor to do a caliper kind of test and whatever. You figure out your body fat percentage, and then you can figure out your lean body mass. So let me get back to the diet. It's a gram of protein per pound of lean body mass per day.
Mm-hmm.
And in those proteins that you're eating, you'll be getting fats. So if it were the case that I ate a bunch of chicken, 140 grams of chicken, in
Yeah.
that would have a lot of protein, but also there'd be some fat too. And that's fat. That fat is fine. That is what I'm going to use as energy. The
Yeah.
other thing that needs to be a part of your diet, besides the fats and the proteins from you're eating your protein total, you also need to get micronutrients. And these are dark leafy greens like
Okay.
spinach, kale, mustard greens, what are they called? Swiss char, collard greens, any of those dark leafy greens that use photosynthesis really well to make green chlorophyll, right? That's what you want to be consuming to get your micronutrients like magnesium, potassium, selenium, sodium, all that stuff. So if you eat protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass per day, the fat that comes with it, and then you consume these dark leafy micronutrients, about 3 to 5 cups raw with an avocado, you don't need anything else. You will
Mm,
be not only healthy, you will be healthier than you've ever been.
mm. And someone watching is maybe asking himself, where did Micah get all this knowledge from, or the information? Was there a research? Is that out of experience and some experiments? Let's
Great
know.
Great questions. Well, I don't know if you could tell, but I have a tattoo. This is a carbon atom
Hmm.
tattoo. So
Okay.
I firmly believe that science is going to help us and save us and make us better and be good for good. And I think
Hmm.
that being good for good has a scientific basis to it. Of course, there's morals and all that, and I love that you argue that. But yes, there's a scientific basis to being good.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so what was the question you just asked me? I got a little sidetracked. Oh yeah, where did I come up with this? I have a bunch of research. Oh,
Experiment. Yeah.
yeah. So what I did was I had. I'll be real honest with you. I was a lot bigger. I was a lot. I had a higher body fat percentage, and
Okay.
I was a wrestler, so I was strong and everything. But you could tell I had a lot of body fat on me, and no matter how many calories I cut, dude, I was eating like 300 or 400 calories a day, and I was still putting on weight. And you might ask
Hmm.
yourself, that's impossible. You might say that's impossible. It's not. And I explained why. It's because I was eating dietary carbohydrates. So once I got into this idea of like, wait a minute, are these carbohydrates messing me up? Would they mess other people up? Let me find out. And
Hmm.
the research is incredible. There's so much online that you can get for free, published by PubMed, legit articles. And it explains essentially that all of our inflammatory illnesses, all of our metabolic disorders are stemming from too many carbohydrates. I mean, it's literally every conclusion of every single one of the studies that I put in this book. I have about 21 studies. They all conclude the same thing. So I'm not saying anything that crazy. I'm just
Hmm.
pushing it a little bit more and I'm adding a metaphor to it, making it fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and we all agree that it's been fun so far. Now,
Okay.
for those who are not seeing you, you have a body, a body to wish for that many people look and say, "Oh, how can I get that body?" I know it doesn't come from sleeping and eating; it comes from
Oh,
some.
actually, that's exactly what it comes from. I know that sounds crazy, but that's exactly how I got this body.
Let's hear that. Let's hear that.
Sleeping and eating. Yes.
Okay.
Here's why. Here's why. When you cut out carbohydrates, okay, and you start eating in the way that I ask you to in banking with your liver, if you start banking with your
Hmm.
liver is using fat so efficiently that when you have any times of not eating, any fasting at all, it goes into that stored fat so quickly. You're not even hungry. So you literally
Hmm.
could sleep because you're not eating, right? You just sleep. And during that
Yeah.
time, your liver would be going into stored fat because you changed your diet to what I've recommended. I'm not kidding you. You, you will burn so much stored fat sleeping if you follow my diet because your liver will be accessing those reserves, when you're asleep. Absolutely.
Okay, but where do the muscles come from?
So the muscles come from one, I'm pretty active. Okay. They do. But also in the book, I have a bunch of exercises that you can do. They're called resistance training. See,
Okay.
maybe I can maybe pull one up. Let me pull one
Oh
up
yeah,
here.
yeah. But
All right.
let's hear,
Yeah.
and
So
let's
if you
see
take a
some of
look
it.
here, I have some diagrams, right?
Those
These
are
are different
diagrams by
exercises
Michael.
that you can do,
Yeah.
right? And if you buy the book, it explains it very simply how you can do
Hmm.
them. But basically, you like to see definition and stuff like that. That comes from these resistance training exercises. I tell you the weight you need to use, how many times you need to do it. It's easy. And guys are constantly asking me, well, how did you get so shredded? It's not it's not getting big. It's getting small. It's reducing your body fat. If you get your liver to withdraw from its savings account over and over and over again, you start to see your muscles because the fat's going away from it, right? And when you can see your muscles and you're starting to lift, you see results immediately. And those immediate results have you wanting to work out more because you're like, wait, I can actually start to see my muscle. Okay. And you start doing the exercises that make the most sense for the muscle you can now see.
How many hours or how long do you do exercises per day?
15 minutes.
15 minutes only.
15 minutes.
And
No, I don't go. Well, if I'm jogging or walking, it'll be much longer. But if I'm
Okay.
doing just my resistance stuff, my core workouts, my to get the six pack, and then the lifting to get the arm. If I'm doing that, 15 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week. Not
Oh,
anymore. I do not mess around with that. I see people at the gym. They're like checking their phone, like right, dude, get to work. We need to get to work. So 15 minutes is all you need.
And hours. They go for hours.
Hours, and they're talking on their phone and taking stupid pictures. No, 15 minutes, and what I show you in here, you can get just this. Same thing for you.
Okay. Yeah, this is Micah Frye with the book Banking with Your River. And we are enjoying every bit of it. And Pastor Sai, the three components of
Yeah,
what it has
that's
been
right.
about. Yeah.
Get it, y'all. Get it on
Triangle.
Amazon.
Yeah. So the book is available on Amazon. We are definitely sharing the link to it so you don't have to go typing every single letter to get it.
I'm not very good with social media. So
Yeah.
if you guys can share this link to whatever TikTok, whatever, just do that.
Yes, remember to share.
Yes.
Remember to share with each and every person that you're connected with. And let's get to be entertained more by Micah. And let's go and get ideas of the liver, how to stay healthy, how to take care of the liver and our whole
Mhm.
body in that case.
Yeah, I want to make very clear that
Yeah.
let me give you an example here. If I
Okay.
told you that I owned the gas station for your town and I'm the only gas and I have two gasolines. One gasoline is going to get you 9 miles to the gallon and the other gasoline that I have is going to get you 4 miles to the gallon. Okay? Which gasoline would you want to buy from me? The 9 miles to the gallon or the 4 miles to the gallon?
I'll go for the 9 miles.
Why is that?
Because it will take me farther on. Yeah.
Exactly. And let me tell
Uh,
you something. Fat is 9 calories per gram, and carbohydrates are 4 calories per gram. Which
oh,
one is a better source of energy?
now that means the fat.
Yes. And
Uh-huh.
so we keep teaching our students, right? Well, you should be consuming carbohydrates for energy, right? Why? They're not even the best energy. I mean, clearly, I can get 9 miles, I can get 9 calories for this gram, 9 miles to the gallon. Of course, I'm going to use that. Why would I use the 4 miles to the gallon? And to add on to that, the 4 mile to the gallon gas messes up your car. So I want everyone to understand if they learn anything from this, you do not need dietary carbohydrates. They are not essential, and you'd be better off using fat as your main energy and protein to go into your muscles, baby. That's what you need.
And basically, that's all that the book that Micah has written is explaining. So you better go and get it. And yeah, stop eating cash.
Yes. And honestly, if anyone has questions or anything like for me, I'd love to answer any one-on-one questions because there are specifics that people have for me. Like how can I convert into banking with my liver? Here's one basic thing you can do. All of the breads, all of the pastas, all of the complex carbohydrates that you're consuming, cereal, rice, beans, all that crap, the starches, convert them all to dark leafy greens and avocado. If you can do that, literally replace all the bread crap in your life with dark leafy greens and avocado, it will serve you so well. Follow what I'm saying in the book and convert all breads into dark leafy greens. You'll thank me.
Wow. Wow. So go and go for the dark green
The
veg,
greens.
the
Yes, I
green,
love spinach. I could eat spinach all day long. Spinach.
the greens.
Spinach.
Oh, I used to Popeye. Have you taken your spinach?
Yeah, exactly. He was right. And it's because a lot of guys they're trying to get muscular like, well, I got to eat a lot of protein.
Mhm.
Yes, but if you don't eat those dark leafy greens, that protein doesn't get into your muscle. So they're just
Was
eating
that
this extra
was that
they're
where
eating this extra
Popeye got
protein.
the idea? Was that
Say
where
again?
Popeye was that where Popeye got the idea?
Well,
Spinach.
yes, actually, yes, because they know that. Well, spinach has a minimal amount of protein, but in reality, it's vitamin B, I believe, that helps get the protein into the muscle and help with myogenesis and things like that, creating the muscle. But yes, a lot of guys they just bulk up on a lot of protein, but they don't get enough of those micronutrients from the dark leafy greens, and so that protein doesn't go into the muscle. Instead, the liver liquidates that protein for glucose, basically liquidates construction material for cash.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This has been a great, great, great time together with Micah. And we thank you very much for everything that you've shared with us about your
Yeah.
book. Now, one question. What's in the future?
The universe
In,
will
in, in
continue to
your,
expand.
yeah.
That's the
How
future.
about you? Are there some other books? I know you say that you are not a writer, but now that you've seen, you've
How
taken this
easy it
path,
is.
do, do, do,
now that
do,
I
do
now
you
that I've
want
seen
to,
how easy it is, sure.
do you have something else in the making?
I do. I do.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a book that it explains the origins of the universe all the way to the origins of humans, and I'm going to do it in the same amount of pages I did this book, which is about 50. And that's going to be a tough one, but that's my next goal. I don't really have a title for it, but I think I'm going to explain origins of the universe all the way to humans.
Okay, thank you. Someone is coming out late, and
Questions?
he's coming out late. He's asking what's the topic of our day. The topic of our
The
day
topic of
is
today, DC Mike, is optimizing your metabolism with your liver. And this book right here, Banking with Your Liver, will change how you think about metabolism and make you not want to eat any more carbohydrates.
yes, and we are almost done with this episode. So go and watch it again from the beginning so that you understand everything that we've talked about. If you have a
Yes.
question, still shoot it. Micah will get to get it. And
Can I
how
say
can
my
they connect
preferred?
with you?
Can I say my preferred way of contact? If you could just email me, my email is the best way to contact me. You can also contact me on Facebook, but email mfry1@gmail.com is the best way to contact me. You can also call me if you have my phone number. It's on Facebook.
It's on Facebook. So go to
Yep.
Facebook, search for Micah Frye, or if you're connected on my Facebook, you can always get him there. He's going to be tagged on the video on Facebook, so you can connect with him, ask him questions, maybe go back to class as he's a teacher. And that's about.
Y también hablo español. So si hablas español y tiene una pregunta para mí, puede hablar conmigo.
Oh, hatujasikia nini umesema?
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna matata.
Hakuna Matata. I got that in Swahili.
So that's just about it for today. It's been a great time together with Micah
Absolutely.
discussing his book.
Yeah, dude.
And before you go, our authors leave us with a few words that we should always remember. Which are your words, Micah?
Our thirst for knowledge is never ending, so don't ever stop being thirsty.
I won't say nothing more.
Okay.
This has been Book Talk at Book Place. I've been your host, Anthony Morore, and together with my guest, Micah Frye, we're saying bye for now.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye.
See ya.